Greetings from Clarion County, PA. Before I hit Route 66, I am going to drive through the village of North Pine Grove. Located on Forest Road, North Pine Grove is a village outside of the community of Vowinckle. It is located in the northeast corner of Clarion County in Farmington Township. According to a map from 1941, this community had a sawmill, schoolhouse, church, and a half-dozen homes. Now it's off to the community of Vowinckle. The purpose of this channel is to capture these communities before they are lost to history. The community of Vowinckle is located along Route 66 in Farmington Township. It was once a stop along the B&O Northern Railroad. Today it's a trailhead for the Rail 66 trail. Throughout this video, you will hear me mention Route 66. This Route 66 is totally a different road than the mother road, the famous Route 66 that runs from Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica Pier. Though not as long as the Route 66, this Route 66 in PA has just enough interesting things to see. The Route 66 in PA is 139 miles long. This route traverses through Westmoreland, Armstrong, Clarion, Forest, Elk, and McKean County, where the northern terminus is located. And this road ran parallel with the old B&O Railroad. Today, you can ride your bike on the old railroad, which is now the Rail 66 trail. If you want to know more about the trail, feel free to go over to my channel at The Midnight Experience and check out my video on the trail. Plus, to make things easier for you guys, I will go ahead and link the video at the end of this production. Coming up on my left is the old Vowinckle Hotel. Established in 1901, this business has been serving weary and hungry travelers for over 100 years. It's the perfect place to grab a bite to eat after doing all the outdoor activities that Cook Forest has to offer. With the railroad being discontinued, not much left is in Vowinckle. However, the Rail 66 trail and Cook Forest brings a new lease to life. Dun 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 dun. The next community along my journey on 66 is the village of Crown. No, this isn't the home of the royal family. I am not sure how the village of Crown got its name. But one thing I do know, it was a community along Route 66 and the B&O Northern Railroad. Like many of these old communities, there was a church, schoolhouse, about a dozen or so homes, and according to the map from 1941, there was a tourist camp. Today, there are a few older structures that stand. Wood frame structures stand proudly along Route 66 in Clarion County. As I travel south on Route 66, the next community I will be driving through is the village of Leeper. Leeper is a community located at the intersection of 66 and Route 36 in Farmington Township in northeast Clarion County, Pennsylvania. Like Crown and Vowinckle, Leeper was a community along the B&O Northern Railroad. Leeper is 7 miles from Cook Forest State Park, so it's a great place to stop at the Dollar General and pick up your essentials before heading to the park. Here's a little history lesson. Clarion County was established on March 11, 1839. Iron, lumber, and oil were the chief industries of Clarion County. Those industries fueled the growth of the county. One thing all of these communities had in common at one time were sawmills. Since the region was rich in lumber, sawmills were needed in order to cut the wood into boards. To the right is the Sawmill Restaurant, named after all of the sawmills that were in the area at one time. Thankfully, the trees at Cook Forest State Park were preserved for future generations to enjoy. Cook Forest State Park is a beautiful place to visit no matter what the season. There is a peaceful feeling when hiking amongst 300-year-old trees. And when you visit the park, please do not litter and please do not carve your name into the trees. Next stop on the journey is the community of Lucinda, PA. Lucinda, a community located along Route 66 and along the B&O Railroad, is located in Knox Township in Clarion County, Pennsylvania. Riders and hikers along the Rail 66 trail can check out the train station that once served passengers and mail along the railroad. Beautiful farmland and rolling hills surround the community of Lucinda. Years ago, I took my kids to a farm called the Amazing Farm Adventure. They had a corn maze, hayride, and a bunch of activities for children to do. And that was probably the most difficult corn maze we have ever done. But boy, it was so much fun. I'm going to share a personal tip with you if you are lost in the corn maze. You want to listen for laughter, talking, noise, music, and just gravitate towards that. The community of Lucinda sits in the valley. St. Joseph's Church overlooks the community of Lucinda. The architecture is made up of wood frame homes and businesses. And there is also a trailhead for the Rail 66 trail. Let's back up here. I forgot to show you Snydersburg. Snydersburg is another community located on Route 66. According to the map from 1941, the community of Snydersburg had a sawmill and mining, and there were probably a dozen or so homes for the workers. The raw materials provided in Clarion County were shipped out using the railroad. The railroad connected this area to the rest of the United States. And Clarion County was a huge producer of raw materials needed to fuel the Industrial Revolution. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.